Welcome back everyone to our new sizzling and exciting video. I feel like DC has spent all of 2025 just showing that Darkseid really hates Batman. Anyway, today we're going to unbox DC's new comic called DC KO. But before starting the video, I have a small request. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to it because your one subscribe and like motivates me to make more videos. So let's get started. Our comic begins in a dark room where Superman is warming up for his next fight. At that moment, he says, "Here in the dark," in the moments before it begins. And then he says to himself, "It's just another fight." And then there's a sound, crack. He wants to win one last game, just like he's won every game before. He starts putting on his gear and says, hell, for this one, everyone even got to bring gear. Clark brought the knuckles. He had made those knuckles in the Fortress of Solitude. Back when he returned from death, tiny suns burn inside them. Angry suns from empty universes. He was just about to name those knuckles Doomsday knuckles when suddenly Lois teased him from behind. Even so, with them he's stronger, faster, ready to throw down. Suddenly a door opens, and from that doorway shines a bright light. Superman says, "What's one more fight?" As soon as he steps outside the door, Superman says, "What the?" Next, moving forward to our new scene, a cozy apartment giving off evening vibes. Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman are all sitting together playing a board game. Diana moves a piece and says, "Two spaces, 1, 2, then laughs and says, "Whomp, whomp, go back a row, Clark." Green is kryptonite. Superman is shocked and says, "Kryptonite, Diana?" Wonder Woman casually replies, "I didn't make the rules." Clark's face is priceless. Diana teases him further, saying, "Oh look, Batmobile, go ahead, 3 spaces, nice." Superman, frustrated, says, "Seriously?" Clark angrily asks, "Who made this thing? Give me the box." As he reads it, M. Malone Enterpar Bruce? Bruce, calmly sipping tea, replies, "Never heard of it, just play the game." Lois softly says, "I warned you, Clark doesn't like a game unless no one has to lose." Wonder Woman smiles and says, "And losing builds character." Bruce smirks. "So does winning." Lois smiles warmly. "Well, I for one am glad you invited us. Thanks a lot." Diana agrees, saying, "Thanks, Elo. I'm glad too." Moving to our next scene, Clark says, "Maybe we should eat." Bruce replies, "Don't be like that. This is one of those rare chances when you get to play to win for yourself. Enjoy it." Everyone laughs and enjoys. They play on, and as they do, they talk as friends, family, not colleagues or heroes. They talk about their lives, their kids, and personal things. An hour later, the game is still not over, though they're all within a few spaces of the watchtower. Diana picks up the dice for her final roll. Then Lois pauses and says, "Guys, why is it so bright out?" Everyone stands up together and looks around. The red light has filled the entire room. Clark slowly says, "Dear God." Suddenly, he's just there, Darkseid. Suddenly, the sky tears open. Lightning flashes and a giant fiery god stands above the city, Darkseid. Omega beams shoot from his eyes, tearing through the city. Buildings are collapsing. The sky burns red with fire. The narrator says, "The hero's oldest and greatest foe, maybe the most familiar enemy they have, but this Darkseid is something else. He isn't just bigger, stronger, he's everything, a universe of power given form. Everywhere his gaze falls, everything begins to break apart. Every molecule, every atom now obeys Darkseid. Clark can feel everything, every energy wave, every shred of destruction. Everywhere he looks, the city is dissolving. Over Lois's city, a new apocalypse is descending. Just then, Superman and Wonder Woman shoot into the sky. Determination fills their eyes. Anger marks their faces. As they charge him, Clark tells himself they've done this before. They've fought Darkseid dozens of times. But deep in his heart, there's fear. This time, it's different. And when he looks at his friends, he knows they feel it too. Moving to our next scene, the city is in chaos. Buildings are burning. The sky is filled with red lightning. Because the being out there isn't bound by physics, he's somehow everywhere at once. Batman fights with all his strength, but Darkseid's power is everywhere, across every world at the same time. Storms of red energy swirl across the sky. Amazon warriors are battling against Darkseid. He's more than a god, he's all godliness. With a single blast, everything shatters. Even the Green Lantern Corps are fighting, but before Darkseid, even their light begins to fade. He is all the wonder and terror of the cosmos. Darkseid has finally become what he was always meant to be, the end of everything. Bruce is the first to fall, then Diana, and now it's Clark's turn. Superman rockets toward Darkseid at full speed. As Clark rockets toward Darkseid at Mach 7, he hears a sound he's never heard before, a horrible sound that stuns him. A frequency vibrates deep within him, freezing his power. Darkseid smiles as he unleashes his final Omega Blast, the beast that ends him. Superman crashes to the ground in the midst of a shattered world. The scene shifts again. On one side, all of Darkseid's villains stand together. On the other, Earth's mightiest heroes, Superman, Wonder Woman, Mr. Terrific, Aquaman, Batman, Batman, Robin, and many more. Superman says, "I said when," the Brainiac-like being replies, "It already did, Kal-El." Superman, confused, "What?" Side text flashes. The Quantum Quorum, the World Forger, Time Trapper, also known as Doomsday, Grodd, and Booster Gold. In our next scene, we see Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. In this frame, Batman is showing something to Superman on his mobile. Batman says, "Superman, look," and on the phone, there's a message from Lois saying, "Reminder, game night in 1 week. Our place. No excuses." Honestly, if this comic ever became a movie and they added just one more line where Superman says to Batman, "Man, these women never get serious. There's a war about to start here and she's texting me about game night," the audience would go crazy laughing. Anyway, back to our comic. A white-bearded cosmic being speaks as if holding all of time in his hands. "We of the Quantum Quorum have combined our chronal powers to rewind time by 7 days, but Darkseid has already conquered the future. Right now, he's coming back through time to this moment. And tell me, heroes, how do you stop him this time?" One of the World Forger's aides says, "This time, you don't." Then the World Forger commands, "Show them." Suddenly, lightning flashes and the room glows purple. A massive hologram of the timeline lights up before them, like the entire multiverse burning on an endless scroll. The World Forger speaks, "The timeline before you. It's the history of our universe. The flame just ahead. That's him. We've explored every possible variation, and no matter what you do, he consumes all and moves on." It all ends here, with Darkseid. Moving to our next scene, Gorilla Grodd yells in anger, frustrated beyond measure. Grodd, pay five. Tay, there has to be something we can... Before he can finish, Booster Gold interrupts. "Nope." At that moment, Robin chimes in. "Booster, come on." The World Forger says, "Give up and start over." Wonder Woman and Lois both respond at once. "What do you mean, start over?" Lois adds, "Yeah, start over how?" The members of the Time Quorum stand together, surrounded by cosmic energy. The World Forger declares, "We are the most powerful temporal beings in the universe. If we use the last of our energy, we might be able to..." Booster interrupts again. "Create a new timeline for us? You can't be serious." The Time Trapper explains calmly as an image of the old Justice League era appears. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash. Time Trapper says, "Very serious, Mr. Terrific. Not long ago, a being did exactly that. Restarted you all. Restarted everything and everyone." Nightwing and Zatanna exchange glances, doubt and fear evident on their faces. Nightwing says, "Right, and how'd that turn out for us again?" To quote the gorilla, "Nope." Zatanna adds, "If you did this, would we even remember? Would we still be the same people?" Time Trapper answers, "No, all would be new." Coming to our next panel, we see all the heroes deep in serious discussion about Darkseid's new form. Batman asks, "How did Darkseid become this?" Then the Time Trapper and World Forger begin explaining Darkseid's origin. They say that the universe is driven by two primary energies, Alpha and Omega. Alpha energy exists in most planets. It represents creation, life, and growth. Omega energy originates from the planet Apocalypse. It represents destruction, control, and conquest. Darkseid harnessed the source of Omega energy. He took the heart of Apocalypse itself and transformed himself into a being of tremendous power. When he created a new universe, he placed the heart of Apocalypse at its center. What did that do? Every bit of Omega energy in that universe now flows to Darkseid. That's how he became King Omega, a walking singularity of pure Omega power. Time Trapper explains that ever since Darkseid began approaching Earth, transformation has already started. At the planet's core, the heart of Apocalypse is growing. Superman says that last year, pits and parademons began appearing across the planet, signs of Darkseid's growing influence. Batman then asks, "If the heart of Apocalypse is forming inside Earth, could we use it to turn someone into another King Omega?" Wonder Woman immediately replies, "That's a terrible idea." The World Forger explains, "The heart is cosmically connected to Darkseid. It only works for him. To break that connection, the heart would need to be blasted with Omega energy, something the heroes don't possess, but there is still hope. Booster Gold may carry remnants of Omega energy because he was trapped with Darkseid for years. Using that energy, they could cosmically defibrillate the heart." At that moment, a mysterious figure appears and says, "I don't think you comprehend what you'd be unleashing." Moving to our next page, the scene opens filled with cosmic light and swirling energy. Batman, wearing a serious expression, says, "So show us, World Forger." World Forger stands near a glowing, pulsating heart with waves of energy circling around him. He says, "You must understand. The heart is a living thing, sentient, reborn. It would immediately seek a champion, someone fueled by conquest and conquest only. You all. Your heroes, Grodd interrupts. Soft as hell, World Forger looks toward the heart. Even hungry and new, it would not let your kind near it. It would defend itself. Wonder Woman asks, defend itself how? World Forger continues, it's fourth dimensional, not bound by our physics. By my calculations, it would reshape itself to test you, create a tournament. Each of these rings would be a higher level of challenge. Flash, with an overconfident smile, says, we can take on some measly parademons. Grodd, in anger, replies, not parademons, idiot, each other. You'd be competing with each other. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman react in shock. What? World Forger explains. Yes, it would be a competition to find an ultimate conqueror among you. A champion. To prove you're worthy, one of you would have to defeat all the others and then defeat the heart itself. A being perhaps capable of facing Darkseid. Moving to our next page, the scene opens in a futuristic chamber. The superheroes stand before a powerful cosmic being. Batman asks, and this person, if they do defeat Darkseid, could they bring it all back on the other side? Everyone and everything lost? Booster responds, I mean, in theory, whoever wins should be able to reshape the universe however they want. Then, a time-worn, villain-like figure, Time Trapper, asks, why are you encouraging this? A small argument breaks out among them. It's pure chaos. Anyway, getting back to the story, Superman loses his patience and says, forget it! We're not doing this! He's standing before a massive observation window, gazing at Earth from space. Wonder Woman and Bruce, in emotional tones, say, Clark, the Earth? Then Wonder Woman adds, it's already his. We've known it all year. Ever since Darkseid disappeared, we've felt it. We just didn't want to admit it. The angle shifts. Batman and Wonder Woman stand behind him, the tension heavy in the air. Batman says, I can't, or Cheetah, or any of the worst, so we won't let them. Superman quickly responds, Bruce, imagine the Joker in this tournament. Imagine Lex. If they were to win, if they had that power, Wonder Woman, calming him, says softly, you spent the last year turning the Phantom Zone from something punitive into a place of healing. We put our adversaries there for now. To keep them safe, Superman keeps looking quietly at Earth. Even if we could, if we compete in this thing, who's going to protect the world while we're gone? Next, moving to our page, the scene opens with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman standing inside a silent space chamber. The air between them carries both tension and hope. Wonder Woman says, that's what the League is discussing right now. Batman, calm but firm, adds, this could work, Clark. Think about it. But Clark's mind drifts back to that moment, the moment he attacked Darkseid. A sudden flashback, Superman roars in fury as he charges at Darkseid, red energy crackling wildly around him. Then that dreadful sound again, the same one that had stopped him before, the sound that had echoed in every heart across Earth, uniting them not to stop, not to die, but to become one. All chaos and creation pulsing together in perfect rhythm. Darkseid's. Batman's voice cuts through the memory. It's a game, Clark. Superman replies, one we play to the death against each other. In the end, the three stand together, resolute. Wonder Woman says with quiet strength, the kind we all win together. And now begins chapter 2. And so they decide. The Justice League has made their choice. They have 1 week, 7 days, to prepare the world and themselves. Finally, one last haunting line fades in across the page, written in large, cracked white letters. Hopefully, here's the English translation of your passage. Next, moving to our next page, we see Mr. Terrific standing on a balcony surrounded by dozens of hovering metallic drones. Narration. On the first day, they moved to secure the villains. Modified T-spheres are deployed toward a list of the world's most dangerous criminals. Terrific's face is half in shadow, his eyes showing determination mixed with guilt. Through gritted teeth, he whispers, go on! Instantly, the T-spheres activate, glowing with pink and gold light. Their mechanical voices echo in unison like a strange chorus. Work, 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 get to work. Now moving to the next page, the screen splits into multiple vertical panels, each zooming in on a different dangerous villain. Arkham Tower modified T-spheres descend silently from the sky, glowing red. Narration. The spheres re-enter the atmosphere quietly, each homing in on its target. Inside, the Joker stares at one of them, wearing his trademark manic grin. Joker. Ah, hello there. Panel 2. Bell Rev Prison Cold Metallic Corridors. A close-up of Deadshot's face, red targeting lens gleaming. Deadshot, who do I have to? Boom! Before he can finish, the T-sphere appears. Panel 3. Nanda Parbat Snow-Capped Peaks. Quiet temple rooftops. A single T-sphere glides through the mountain air. Lex Luthor, angry but composed, mutters, you think you can outsmart me, Superman? You'll regret this. I promise. Final narration. All are taken off the game board. On the second day, the heroes meet with world leaders. inside a vast council hall. Superman, Wonder Woman, and the others stand together among the planet's most powerful figures. Narration. Together, we agree on the path forward. On the third day, Clark stands bathed in sunlight, delivering a speech broadcast across the world. Long ago, my home was destroyed. I swear it will not happen here. His voice cracks slightly, not from fear, but from the weight of hope. Cyborg narrates, he steels himself as he explains the plan. The fourth day, the heroes spend time with their families. No battles, no strategies, just a breath of peace. Superman walks through a park with Lois, John, and Kara. Sunlight filters through the trees, touching his face as he whispers, This is for them. Across the world, heroes share quiet moments. Some dine with loved ones, others laugh in parks. A few just look up at the sky, feeling time itself. Superman hears the heartbeat of the planet through his super hearing. Each pulse is different, but all are sacred. All of them, all sacred. Before silence can linger, John says softly, Hey, you can do this. The fifth day, heroes prepare for the tournament. War rooms open, bunkers hum, vaults glow. It's the day each hero chooses their weapon, their faith, and their fear. Batman standing in shadows with cold precision. Justice Buster 2. Power up Wonder Woman before her sacred armory, eyes blazing with divine fire. God, killer, armor, awaken. Cyborg chooses defense. Father box upgrade. Go. Technology and hope fuse in him. A warrior with tomorrow in his veins, and then comes Clark. No armor, no weapon, only faith. It's a game we can all win. His power, hope itself, the kind that lifts everyone. Every hero readies for battle, but Superman, he readies the world. The sixth day, it's time. Final preparations, final handshakes, the calm before the storm. Superman and Cyborg share a silent handshake, a promise between brothers. Batman and Wonder Woman stand by, resolute, with the villains locked away and the world fortified. Only one mission remains: enter the heart. Dozens of heroes launch skyward, selfless, conflicted, human, alien, god, and monster alike. Over 100 hearts beat for one cause. Their ships slice through clouds like silver arrows. Superman leads, cape blazing red. Wonder Woman beside him, fearless. The League united, but soon to be rivals. They're friends. Many are more than friends, but now they're competitors. In a tournament without mercy, they blast through ice and storm, arriving at the Skartari's Nexus, the gateway to Earth's core, where Apocalypse's heart now beats. Superman. All right, Booster. You ready? Booster. You're joking, right? The engines roar. Kakoom! Flames rip the sky in fury. Superman. Okay, folks. Let's cause a cosmic heart attack. Inside, alarms blare. Red lights flooding the cockpit. Wonder Woman. Is it working? Batman. I can't tell. The readings are... And here comes Chapter 3. It is said that when the heart begins again, many things feel terrible. The first thing it feels is them, the heroes, rocketing toward it. To welcome them, it gives each hero a miraculous vision. Every hero sees themselves winning. They want to win. They feel like they could become the sole god of the universe, changing everything according to their will. But as soon as the vision ends, darkness falls, and all the heroes find themselves standing before the gates of the arena. And just like that, the tournament is upon them. Moving forward, Superman looks shocked and shouts, "What the thumb?" He arrives through a portal or explosion and sees huge demonic giants standing in front of him, like guards of some infernal arena. One giant commands, "Get back!" Wait for all the combatants. Then the other superheroes enter, a dramatic lineup shot. Batman, Plastic Man, Detective Chimp, Wonder Woman, Blue Beetle, Shazam, and some monstrous warriors, all ready for the fight. A deep, demonic voice declares, "Those who cross the gauntlet shall move on and the rest perish." Inside the arena, deadly traps, spikes, and lava pits are visible. Superman and Shazam share a lighthearted moment before the chaos begins. Shazam: "Looks like we'll finally get to see who wins, Superman or the Captain." Superman: "You're going down, Big Blue." Suddenly, an enormous impact. Superman steadies himself as if a meteor had hit him. Then a dark voice echoes, "You may begin." And just like that, the game starts. Superman's eyes blaze with anger and determination as he stares down a demon gladiator standing before him. In the next panel, Superman charges with full force to punch, but the creature is equally terrifying, covered in spikes and armor, wielding a massive spiked mace. A heroic moment arrives as Superman shouts, "Come on, pick on someone your own." But at that very moment, wham! He is struck by a powerful attack. Other heroes, including Shazam and Blue Beetle, shout toward him, "Clark, head in the damn game." The arena has turned into total chaos, filled with dust, rage, and explosions of power. Superman finally understands, wait, this isn't just a game of strength, it's a battle of strategy and survival. The narration flashes on screen. He knows Bruce is right. The gauntlet is full of booby-trapped tiles, but if they're going to generate enough Omega energy, he needs to play to win. Superman takes off into the air with an entire army of heroes charging behind him. Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Firestorm, and many more fighters. Everyone has to win. Everyone has to survive. Then one hero yells, "Out of my way, baby!" And another shouts, "This is where damage finally gets to shine." But before anything happens, Beep, beep, beep. A trap activates with a huge explosion. Whoosh! One hero is completely disintegrated. Clark thinks, it's a game. See it as a game. For him, this has become a battle of focus and will. The arena has now turned into a full-on futuristic war zone. On one side, heroes are dodging traps. On the other, new monsters are emerging from portals. Up ahead, Jay Garrick is racing toward the glowing portal marking the end zone. Garrick sprints toward the glowing portal, but beep! Beep, beep! Another trap activates. Superman looks on and says, no! Then a terrifying panel. A form of parademon from the farthest point in time, Omega Demons. These creatures are pure nightmare fuel. Half machine, half monster, created from all living forms. Wonder Woman shouts, back to hell! Green Lantern grins, king me, baby! Harley Quinn smashes a monster with her hammer and screams, move over, zombie boy! That chomp's mine! Lobo tears another creature apart with his chain, and Harley yells, look out! Blood, smoke, and chaos everywhere. Something strikes, and Harley snaps, you fraggin' said hit man, not me. Then the focus shifts to Superman. He stands in the center of the arena, surrounded by flames and Omega Demons. The narration says, in the shadows, the fire pits hiss angrily. Superman fights nonstop, with heat vision, freeze breath, and kiloton punches. But the narration slowly reveals he tells himself he's doing it, competing. But if you really look at him, he's not. Clark looks like he's fighting for the tournament. But in truth, he's fighting to protect everyone. His friends. Then comes a huge moment. The heroes begin crossing the portal one by one. Wonder Woman, Mari, Kara. Clark helps each of them get through, but he stays behind to hold the line. Without realizing it, Clark is hanging back instead of charging through. He's clearing the way for his friends. Then Superman shouts, Batman! And in the next instant, rip! Blood splatters, and Batman is brutally hit. A final narration follows. The next part happens in slow motion. Bro, this page hits hard. The scene opens on a flag with the word bang written across it. Suddenly, a blast hits Clark, knocking him off his feet. Superman flies backward as fire and smoke engulf him. When Clark raises his head, he sees them in front of him, the villains. Lex Luthor gleams in his battle armor. The Joker holds a massive bazooka still smoking. King Shark grins, menacing and confident. Behind them, Starro and other monsters stand ready. Joker laughs and says, I guess Batman doesn't always win. He bursts out laughing. Superman falls to his knees, covered in dust, his face frozen in shock. Bruce, his voice is faint, broken. Somewhere deep inside, he knows something has gone terribly wrong. Batman's face is wounded, covered in blood. Remember what I said? Those are his final words. His voice fades into the smoke and ashes surrounding Clark. Clark doesn't scream. He just watches. Bruce. Moving to the next page, how did the villains escape? How did they get here? Clark doesn't have time to figure it out. It only takes moments for them to rush the finish line. First comes Giganta, a giant figure shaking everything in her path. Then Lex Luthor, radiant in his armor like a dark star. But before he crosses the finish line, Lex turns to Superman and smiles. But it's a different smile. Not confident, not evil, just pity. As if he's saying, go save a cat from a tree, Boy Scout. Leave this to us. Superman's mind flashes back. Bruce's voice echoes, you need to play to win. Here's the full English translation of your scene. His fists clench tight. Rage, pain, and determination merge as one. Suddenly, boom! Superman shoots into the air with a sonic roar. Each punch tears through the air. Boom! 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 Every impact feels like a miniature sun exploding. But that sound, it's not his punches. It's the pounding of a single heart in his ears. And as he crosses the finish line and takes the last spot all around, the fire pits sing. Scene shift. A massive, powerful grid of heroes and villains fills the page. Every face burning with intensity, pride, and danger. The narration declares, now behold, your 32 champions. Right, there's nothing else shown in the grid, but a voice, Darkseid's, echoes over it. Who will win and be crowned the King Omega? Can you guess? Next page. The sky is blood red, lightning cracking through the heavens. A huge metallic sphere floats in midair, wrapped in wires and machinery. This isn't just a machine, it looks like a living heart. I can only tell you the answer now if you'd like. I am the heart of apocalypse after all. Factories and lava pipelines spew constant smoke and flame. The one who crowned Darkseid so long ago. In a dark metallic hallway, a stone-like figure appears. His body glows as if molten metal flows beneath the surface. So yes, I know who will join the ranks of the fallen. I know all the twists and turns that await them. Then the metallic figure speaks. So many, the surprise is coming. And with that, appear the three destroyers, horsemen from a world where his rule is absolute, monsters. And these are only some of the horrors that await. But if you want to know the real truth, the final one I'll tell you, it's that none of them win. Not Clark, not Diana, not Mari, or Eel. None. Because what they don't know is that there is one last champion among them. The scene shifts again. to darkness. A lone figure stands in the shadows, and it is none other than the king himself? That's right, Darkseid, having taken the form of one of their own. So no, friend, the game isn't beginning. In the bottom panel, a close-up shows a character's face, possibly the narrator or observer. Their eyes glow with intense, reflected pink light. The final line reads, "It's not over. Quantum Judgment." So guys, this was our DCKO issue number 1, where everything began with a fun, cheerful moment as everyone played the game happily. But slowly, everything changed. Batman died, and all the villains, including the Joker, escaped. Now Darkseid himself has arrived. What will happen next? Will Batman come back to life? Will Superman be able to save Earth from Darkseid? We'll find out all this in the next issue of DCKO. Choose your weapons! And if you liked our explanation, don't forget to like this video. And for more amazing content and for our motivation, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll meet you all in the next video. Until then, keep smiling, keep laughing, and take care of yourselves. Bye, people.